Oh, hi guys. Hope you are good. Harry says howdy. Fish says hiya. Hiya. How you doing, Fish? Harry says hello. How are you? Sorry, I haven't been on in a while. That's okay. How have you been? How's things going? Hope you are good. Hope everything's going well. Pixel says top, and I was like, "What's top? What is top? Am I forgetting something?" And then I saw the second off, and I was like, yes, that is accurate. But yeah, hope you're doing good. Matthew says, "Well, isn't he lucky on the bench?" Yeah, I mean, are you referring to Wellerty lucky? Is he the defender that's kind of hopeless? Is it that guy? Or am I getting mixed up? Let's have a quick look. Also, why is everybody overreacting about Michael Edwards being in Milan and Fabregas being in Milan? Everyone's like, "Ooh, do you think something's gonna happen?" Like, no, they're not. They're not gonna have a bloody business meeting in a football stadium. People putting two and two together and getting five. Let's have a look. Yeah, Wellerty Lucky number 92. Is he like the defender that's not great that keeps getting sent off anytime he plays? I think it might be him, but it might be somebody else. Can't remember. Fish says it's okay, Harry. My Legia. Is Legia a positive noun or a negative? Harry's missed Fish. I think Fish has maybe missed you more, but it's good. It's good. It's good to know that this works both ways. We'll see how long you keep that up for. You might not be missing Fish in about 5 minutes. Yeah, that was it. It's Nallo, isn't it? Yeah, Amaro Nallo. He's the guy that gets sent off whenever he plays. Fish hates Slot and McAllister. Is there one that you hate more than the other? There must be one that you hate more than the other one. On Brighton cover, Milner Isak, please. I've already done that. One. The Brighton cover. I was asking you were telling me something yesterday about the Barnsley Liverpool game. You wanted somebody on the cover, and I was like, who do you want? To be fair, I've already put Milner on that cover, so you are half correct. It's Wirtz and Milner. So you are half correct. I don't know if that's suitable or not. But let's see. They're just doing their little warm up thing. Their Champions League anthem and all that. Who's on cover? As in, who's on the Brighton Liverpool cover? Wirtz and James Milner. So you got 50% of what you wanted. I can't lie. I think Liverpool are absolutely gonna batter these guys today, because I think they're gonna want to make a statement after the whole Salah situation. I think they're gonna want to make a statement. If the whole Salah situation did not happen, then I would have been worried. But I just think Liverpool are gonna batter them. Call it delusion, possibly. But I think they will try to make a statement today. Also, it's hilarious because when we were talking about the Salah situation a few days ago, literally everything that we said is what has transpired. So number one, it's going to take the pressure off of Slot. Number two, it's going to make getting rid of Salah the number one priority. Surprise, surprise. Literally everything that we predicted is what is happening. I find it quite funny that they're asking that Salah's agent is asking for mutual termination. That's not gonna happen, bro. Salah has signed a 400 grand a week contract. So I don't see why Liverpool would mutually terminate his contract. Naturally, they're asking for mutual termination, so that Salah can maybe go to Bayern or Barcelona, one of those clubs. But you're not going to get mutual termination. Liverpool are going to expect a fee, so they can put that delusion to bed. Fish wants Milner back. I wouldn't mind him back, to be fair. Harry's all right, thanks. Just tired. Yeah, same. I've been speaking for about a good 4 hours at work today. About 4 hours. 4 hours of talking I've had to do today. and now I've got another 2 hours, but I think I'll survive. No injuries in a while. That is very good. That's a very good record for you. You tend to break your leg on an hourly basis, but the positive is you magically heal yourself the next day, which is always nice. Playing footy in school as well, only in PE though. Is that indoors then? Because it's so slippery outside. But they've kicked off here. Jeffrey says, "How's it? All good, Jeffrey. How are you? Any blunts? Have you got any blunts on the side today already?" To be honest, I don't think you need them. I've got a really good feeling, and again, call it delusion, but I've got a really good feeling Liverpool gonna batter them. That's just the impression that I get. Liverpool gonna batter them. Could be delusion, but you never know. Oh, they've started though. It started like a minute ago. Call it 1 minute-ish. There you go. Charlotte says, "Hello, legends." I like that. How are you? Would you rather have Milner or Henderson to replace Fatilster? He's not fat. I mean, I appreciate you are deriving a slander name for him because you don't like him. He's probably the least likely to be. He's probably the least likely to be overweight. But would I have Milner or Henderson to replace him? No. Liverpool started aggressive. Ekitike's on the left. Isak is in the middle. I'm just trying to see who's on the right. Oh, no, sorry, no. It looks like Szoboszlai's in the middle. And Isak's on the right. Ish. I mean, it's a bit... Or it might be Curtis Jones on the right. We'll see. No, outside on the Astros. I'm always in goal, though. I see. Is that by choice? Do you want to be in goal? Do you want to be the keeper of the net? And when you play in goal, do you get gloves? Because that's something that used to annoy me back in the day. I didn't mind going in goal, but we didn't used to use gloves. So my hands used to get battered. But I don't know. I don't know if things have moved on since then. AM says Isak striker, Sabo right wing, Ekitike left wing. That would make more sense. But look, like Szoboszlai's in the middle, and yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Not weird, but different. I guess it's a bit different. Like now, Inter are building up from the back. It's like it might be Ekitike and Isak up top together by the looks of it. Just trying to understand what's going on. Fish says Pazza, Inter, Amala. What does Amala mean? I'm going to Italy next week. Is that a word I should use? Fish says crazy Inter, love it. Well, if Fish loves it, then that is a good sign. Yeah, it looks like it's the two up top. Bailey says, I think double striker and a shadow striker, either Sabo or Curtis. I think you might be right. It's like Ekitike and Isak are the two strikers, and Isak's on the right side, Ekitike's on the left side. But naturally, who fills the gap in the middle? Sometimes it's a Bosley, sometimes it's Jones. Yeah, it could be that. I mean, it's something different. I always respect something different. I think Liverpool are going to batter them. I can't lie. Purely because they're going to want to come out strong after the whole Salah situation. Harry says, well, we have to bring our own gloves. So if you don't have any, say bye-bye to your hands. I always bring mine in them. See, that's because you're smart. When I was your age, I was not particularly smart. So my hands used to always get a battering. Pixel says, where in Italy are you going? Going to Rome and going to Naples and going to Tivoli. I mean, I've never been before. I'm excited to try the pizza, but to be honest, I think your pizza will be better. I think New York pizza will be better. But I'll report back in like 2 weeks. I'm just gonna miss the Spurs game, but I'll be back for whatever is after that. Ian says, do I need my blood pressure to go through the roof or a heart attack? And that is an interesting choice. I would be leaning towards high blood pressure. I think my option to watch some rubbish on Netflix. What kind of stuff do you watch on Netflix? I always go for documentaries these days. I used to watch like normal shows back in the day, but these days I'm more of a documentary type of person. I can't lie though, in this game, I think Liverpool are gonna batter them. I think Liverpool are gonna wanna come out strong. And Michael Edwards is in the crowd, and what's his name? Richard Hughes is also in the crowd. I think Liverpool are gonna wanna put the whole situation behind them. Fish says we should sign Jamal Watkins. I can search for him, but are you setting me up again? Is he actually like 36 years old? Ekitike striker, Isak striker, Sabo behind them, Jones, Mac, Grav behind Sabo. That is what it looks like. There was some kind of perhaps confusion at the start. Is Sabazla going to be a right winger? That's not what's happening. It's more like that. Fish is continuing his tirade on McAllister. McAllister's what is it specifically about McAllister you don't like? I think he's great. Pixel says, bring me something back. I can do. But a lot of the Italian stuff is edible, so I might end up eating it on the flight back. That is the risk. Dan says, blimey, you are everywhere. How's it going, Dan? I think Salah might have played his last match for Liverpool. Yeah, it's funny that it's worked out exactly how we were discussing the other day, where we were saying, okay, on Saturday morning, the pressure's on Slot. Salah does his little thing, and suddenly getting rid of Slot is no longer the top priority. Now that the top priority is going to be getting rid of Salah. If Salah had just kept his mouth shut, they probably, or should I say, they would have been a step closer to getting rid of Slot. But now that Salah's opened his mouth, getting rid of Salah is gonna be the top priority. The funny thing is about that. Ooh, some nice close control by Isak. Cross by Gomez. Ooh, decent cross. The funny thing is with the Salah situation. Apparently, they want Liverpool to agree to a mutual termination of contract, which is absolutely not going to happen. They want a mutual termination so that Salah can then join Bayern or join, I don't know, Barcelona or one of those. Liverpool have no reason to offer a mutual termination other than goodwill. But I think you're right. Because the other thing is, when they asked Slot, they said to Slot, "Has Salah played his last game?" The normal response to that is no. But his response Slot's response was, "I don't know." And it's like, okay, if you're saying I don't know, then I will interpret that. I'll interpret that as a yes. Bailey says, I hope Salah gets humbled, even though he's done for us. I can't lie. I agree with you. No one's bigger than the club. And those comments certainly had the air about them of I'm bigger than the club. Jalil says, Salam bro, do you think Slot will be fired? And we are currently waiting for Xabi. I'd say it's perhaps the opposite of that. I would say Liverpool are a opportunistic club. So if Vert is available, bang, they're going to jump on that. If Isak is available, bang, they're going to jump on that opportunity. I think if the opportunity presents itself that Alonso is available, then I think yes, I think Liverpool would pounce on that. The only concern I'd have is sometimes in contracts there's like a no compete clause. Like you can't join a competitor for 90 days after you leave an organization. I don't know or remember if like no competitor clauses are a football thing. But generally speaking, if he's available, they'll go for him. Kalanaglu, I probably said that wrong, is going off, and Zielinski's coming on. Pixel is looking for Dan. He's Pixel. Just to update you, Dan. Pixel told me he's in Banbury. So if you look outside your window, you might see him. He'll be waving at you. I have a friend Snus won't be happy. He's very rarely happy. He's very rarely happy, but he was like my very first subscriber ever. So that's why I'm like, you could do what you want. It's all good. Dan is here. Fish is doing fishy that boy. That's your username, but what does that entail? Ian says yes. A lot of the Italians are edibles. That's what my wife says. Even though I'm fourth generation, understandable. That is, yeah. I am looking forward. I am looking forward to the food. I'm gonna get proper fat because it's pizza, it's pasta, and it's gelato, like ice cream. But I do whenever I go on holiday, I do a lot of walking. That balances it out. Jalil says, have you seen the indie comment? I have been following him today. It's been pretty funny. I saw the one where he said Carragher's that Egypt are going to put a travel ban on him. Egypt are going to put a travel ban on Carragher. I don't know if he's just being humorous, but is there a more recent comment? I can have a quick look. The thing is with him, I don't know how much of it is genuine and how much of it is just trolling. What specifically? Because he seems to be chatting nonsense. Martinez has been booked, but let me know. He's lost his goodwill. Very true. I agree with that 100%. Carragher said yesterday Salah was a disgrace. I agree. I was not planning to go live on Sunday. I had no plans to go live on Sunday. Ended up going live for over 3 hours. Basically borderline ranting about Salah. So I think what he did is terrible and what he did is disgraceful. But equally, I also recognize everyone's human and everyone's flawed. So like, if he apologizes I'd be fine with him coming back into the team, but I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you. Morgan says Chiesa, Elliott, Salah, Endo, Tsimikas. He's mistreated all of these. Chiesa, yes. Elliott, yes. I don't know how he's mistreated Salah, because we've played like 20 games this season and he started him in 17. All he's done is bench him for 1 week. I genuinely wouldn't class that as mistreatment. Endo, yes. Tsimikas, yes. But again, it's tough, because what some people would class as mistreatment, other people would just say he's playing the best players. But Chiesa, I think, the Chiesa situation's weird. If we're going to get 80 to 100 million euros from a Saudi club, says Ian, Mo has definitely played his last game. In all likelihood, if I was to guess what would happen, I think that is the course of events that will transpire. And a lot of that is because when they asked Slot, has Salah played his last game? You surely say, you either say no, or you say something like, I hope not. You say something like that. You either say no he hasn't, or you say, I hope not. We'd love to have him back, or something like that. Whereas if he says, I don't know, that means he does know, and that means the answer is yes, he has played his last game. PSV 1-0 against Atlético. Gustil. That's a surprise. But to be fair, PSV did batter us, so perhaps should not be a surprise. Fish is eating fish. Is that allowed, since you are a fish? Are you allowed to consume your own species? You would presume there would be fish laws against that. Are you not concerned about being taken to the fish court of law for crimes against your own species? That just doesn't seem right. But to be fair, I'm probably chatting rubbish, because sharks count as fish, and I'm sure sharks eat other fish, so I'm probably talking rubbish. Bailey says, I love Chiesa so much. He's so passionate and hardworking. I think everyone loves Chiesa. He doesn't get much game time, and Chiesa could very easily sulk, could very easily throw a fit, could very easily be very angry that he's travelled so far across the world to not get a bit of game time. Liverpool looking alright here, you know. The thing is when he does play, he'll get a goal, he'll get an assist, or he'll clear the ball off the line. And even if he gets none of those, at least he'll run around, which is more than you can say for some people. I can't lie, I think Liverpool going to batter them. Ooh, Curtis Jones, good shot, but this is better. I did say at the start, I think Liverpool going to batter these guys. Purely because of all the drama that's happened. If there was no drama, Inter would batter Liverpool. But my educated prediction is that Liverpool going to batter these. Gravenberch saved. Liverpool are smashing their goal at the moment. Reluctant Gamer says, hey, how are you doing? How goes the Resident Evil 2? Jones is looking dangerous, I can't lie. Jones is playing really, really well. That's a crap cross though by Ekitike, but I'll let him off. But they're playing like a team that has something to prove, and they do have something to prove, so that's good. Pixel says, everyone? I know someone who doesn't like Chiesa. I was gonna ask, is that Dexter? And then I saw, that makes sense. I wonder what. I wonder truly what the reason is. Something must have happened behind the scenes. because there's games where you just need a goal and you've got 10 minutes and it's like just bring the guy on, and the guy's just sitting there in his coat because he finds any temperature below 20 degrees cold. So that's another thing. He's also moved to England where it's always freezing. SH says, "Come on, lads, we need a result." Indeed, we do. Number one. Number two, I hope you're doing good. Number three, I think we're gonna batter them. I literally think we're gonna batter them because I think this team are gonna want to prove a point after the whole Salah situation. I think they're gonna want to prove a point. Ooh, Sabazlai close. I think they're gonna want to prove a point to the management, who are apparently in the crowd today. I think they're going to put on a performance. Whereas if the Salah situation did not happen, I think this would have been a tough game. But I'm thinking that whole situation is going to re-energize and re-motivate them, and that's what it looks like so far. These first 20 minutes, they've done well. Corner here. I don't expect much to happen. Another corner cleared. Ian says it's not easy losing a friend. Salah hasn't grieved enough for Jota. That is true. And I think we also have to appreciate and understand that everybody deals with these kind of situations differently. There's no correct time frame. There's no incorrect time frame. It's just everybody deals with these things differently. Haven't played much. We'll get on that soon. It's my next game to complete. Just been watching movies. Nice. Have you seen anything good recently? What's your top 3 Christmas movies? Does Home Alone count? I don't know about top 3, but Home Alone would be up there, and specifically Home Alone 2, because Home Alone 2 was just so much more violent than Home Alone 1. That scene where he throws a brick off the roof, and then it hits Harry in the head. No, it hits Marv in the head, and then he throws another brick off the roof, and then it hits Marv in the head again. That's just hilarious. And also that bit where he electrocutes Marv. Marv just gets absolutely battered in that movie. So yeah, Home Alone 2 would be the best one. Dan says all the Marvel Avengers movies are my favorite Xmas movies. That's a good shout. I did watch some sort of Christmas movie last year where it's about a guy who's works for TSA. That Taron Egerton guy. He works for TSA and he gets basically he gets blackmailed to, so he works in the airport at Christmas. He works on the scanners where they scan the bags, and he gets blackmailed to let a bomb through onto the plane, and then it's the whole drama. Then he turns into an action hero and sorts it out. It's a bit far-fetched, but that's the last Christmas movie I watched last year. You have to watch The Thing. It's 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. That's a high ranking. First time I watched. You like horror type movies. One of the greatest movies of all time. I mean, all of that is correct. So let me make a note of it. Number one, the fact that you said it's 10 out of 10. That's gonna say it's very good. I do love horror movies. And if you're also saying it's one of the greatest of all time. The Thing movie. I shall check that out very soon. SH says, hope you're well too, mate. Nice to see you again. I appreciate that. Yeah, all good. I was gonna say I'm visiting your country next week, but your former country. going to Italy next week, so I'm looking forward to that. Liverpool looking way better here. I can't lie. Maybe that's what happens when sometimes something good can come out of a bad situation. Mario says Princess Daisy, Princess Rosalina, Princess Peach. These are the Super Mario. Oh, that makes sense because your name is Mario. Daisy I know of. Princess Peach I know of. I don't know who Princess Rosalina is. Is that like a new character in the Mario universe? Rosalina. I mean, how many princesses are there in this universe? Mario must be a pretty busy guy. And does Mario get all the princesses, or does Luigi get a princess? Because this seems very skewed towards one brother, whereas the other brother is always playing second fiddle. So I hope Luigi gets one of the princesses. You won't be disappointed. Watch it in 4K. Also, I know you watch 4K movies. Yeah, I've turned into a snob. I tend to only watch 4K movies now. But yeah, I will check that out. I was looking for another movie to watch the other day, but I couldn't find one. But you've given me a good suggestion. SH says, hope you enjoy, mate. Appreciate that. Japan also coming up, if I'm correct in saying. Very jealous if so. Yeah, that's in February. That's in February time. So yeah, it is fun. It's just the planning aspect is less is less fun. But once you're at the airport, then it's all good. Then it's all good. What I do like, I have started planning the Japan trip. What I've noticed is a lot of stuff is free, which is good, number one, because you don't have to pay for it, but more so because it means you don't have to schedule a time. So a lot of stuff in Japan is free, whereas in Rome, I'm having to pay for absolutely everything. Literally everything. That has a cost, that has a cost, that has a cost, which I don't mind, but it's more you have to also book like a time slot, and then suddenly everything feels very regimented. But yeah, in Japan, it's like a lot of the stuff is free. So that's always a positive. I can just turn up whenever. Don't concede a goal. Okay, they didn't. Charlotte says, can Endo contribute more offensively? I mean, he perhaps needs to. He would perhaps need to actually get on the pitch first. What I will say, I was going to suggest that is an absolutely ludicrous idea, but he did score that long-range goal, didn't he? Against Fulham, maybe. About 2 years ago, so he might have a decent shot on him. I only watch 4K movies now also. Yeah, it's quite hard to go back after that. It's like I need to see the pores on the skin. I need to see everything. I need to make use of every pixel that I have on this giant TV. So it's only right. Do you think Liverpool will qualify for the Champions League again? I hope so. I mean, I hope so. They're not gonna absolutely smash the group like they did last year. I don't know if it's too late now for them to still get through with an automatic place, but if it is too late for that, I hope they can at very least get through to the playoffs. Because it would be a bit of a disaster if they get knocked out of the groups. SH says Japan is one of the role models for how a country should be treated and ran. I need to visit before I die. It's on the bucket list 100%. I agree. It was one of my bucket list places as well. So I had to. Ooh, Ekatike, come on. Ooh, okay, corner. It was one of my bucket list places as well. So I had New York on the bucket list, where I went in February this year. So I'm glad I did that. Canada I did not have on the bucket list, but I went in October and I absolutely loved it. And yeah, Japan is another place on the bucket list. I don't know if I have a third place on the bucket list, to be fair. I really want. I really want to go to Australia, but it's so far away. But I'll figure something out. I'll figure something out. Ekatike and Isak starting together, says Reluctant Gamer. Question. Indeed they are. Salah's been, I don't know if removed from the team is the correct terminology, but Salah's not in the squad for this game because of the events of the other day, which is fine, which is okay. So Salah's not in the squad, but at the exact same time that Salah was removed from the squad, Gakpo got injured, so that's another winger out. So Salah and Gakpo out, that's two wingers out, and also Chiesa got injured. So that's three wingers who have disappeared in the space of about 2 days. So yeah, it is Ekatike and Isak together. It is them together, but it's a bit weird in terms of one midfielder will fill the middle slot. So sometimes Jones kind of fills that middle spot. Sometimes Szoboszlai fills that middle spot. And as that happens, Isak drifts to the right and Ekatike drifts to the left. Ian says, have you ever traveled to West Africa? I have not. I don't think I've ever been to Africa, but that is on my bucket list, to be fair. Is there any countries specifically in West Africa that you would recommend? I was considering, I don't know if it's in West Africa, I guess it's not, but I was considering Egypt. What's the most niche country you have on your list? Mine is Bolivia. Is that in terms of I have visited or I plan to visit? Szoboszlai corner. Ooh, Kanate scored. But what? They're complaining about something. But I don't know. I don't know about what. That makes sense. I was thinking, why are you saying Kanate? You were saying he scored. Yeah. Let's go. I did say at the start we're gonna batter these. I just got a feeling Liverpool gonna batter them because of the whole Salah situation. They're gonna want to prove themselves. I don't see any problem with that. Yeah, what's the beef about? Oh, don't do no VAR check and be like, oh, there was an invisible ghost and the invisible ghost touched it with his hand. I don't see any beef with that. But in the past few weeks, I've said I see nothing wrong with that. I'm just going to update the score. And whenever I do that, I then have to chalk the goal back off. So let's wait and see. You said they're playing well in this game. Maybe that's a sign Isak and Ekatike should start together in the future. I would play both to keep them in form. Goals galore. That is one of the ways to solve the problem I think we were discussing the other day, whereby Isak plays one game, then Ekatike plays one game, and then Isak plays the next game, and then Ekatike plays the next game. It's very hard for them to build up any sort of rhythm and build up any sort of consistency with their teammates. Whereas if they both start together, then you kind of kill two birds with one stone. I don't know what they're complaining about here. Why is Nico Barella complaining about losing a header to Van Dijk? You're like 4'2". This shit's going on forever. Can I say as well, the whole thing about VAR is it has to be clear and obvious to change the on-field decision. If you are still checking this what feels like 5 hours later, then to me that is not clear and obvious. This is not clear and obvious. If you're getting the ruler out, just let the goal stand, man. That's what I say. He's going to check the damn screen. Again, if a referee, if people in the VAR booth can't figure it out and have to get the referee to go check the screen, then it throws the whole clear and obvious discussion out the window. I don't even know what they're complaining about. Are they saying it came off? I mean, you can't really tell from that angle. Are they saying Ekitike headed it onto his arm? I don't think he did. He headed it onto the back of the player. Waiting for a decision. Oh, F off! F you, you clown! There's nothing wrong with that. There's literally nothing wrong with that. Alfie says he's scared of the Inter fans. That is what it seems like. But it's the whole thing is it has to be clear and obvious. It's not clear and obvious if the idiots in the VAR booth spend 5 hours. This is ridiculous. It is a joke. It's a proper joke. But okay, it is what it is. That is absolutely ridiculous. 100%. And it's also the fact that they spend so long checking it. I think if you spend so long looking at it, looking back and forth, stop the game for so long, then there's no clear and obvious in it. But it's okay. I predicted a battering, so there'll be more goals in this. SH says, absolute joke and we get called Liverpool. Exactly. People forget all these situations. They forget the karate kick to McAllister's chest. They forget the handball by Martin Odegaard. In reality, what it is refs are rubbish. Yeah, it is silly, isn't it? Corner to Inter. Okay, keep your concentration. Headed away by Isak. Okay, let's go. This at least looks like a professional outfit today. Headed away by Van Dijk. Missed by Ekitike. Free kick. Yeah, it is very silly. VFX says Van Dijk headed it onto his arm and he deflects the movement. It looks like he headed it onto the back of the player. Like 96 or whatever. That's what it looked like to me. And also the fact that they spent so long checking it. It wasn't like a quick check. It wasn't like, yep, handball, go. They spent a good couple of minutes checking it. We look much more fluid, which I'm happy with. Me too. Look a lot more confident. Look like the team's got a lot more energy, and the team's actually pressing. The team doesn't look lazy and lethargic. The way the team had been playing recently, it was like they ate a full roast dinner. just before going out. So it's like, okay, maybe they had a bit. Oh Jesus Christ! Oh thank God! I thought that was going in. Was that Nico Barella? Yeah, that was Nico Barella. I thought that was in. But it was a good free kick, to be fair. But yeah, the team has been playing recently like they just consumed an entire roast dinner before going out. But today it looks like they've got their nutrition on point and they've got their sleep on point. Bailey says this is just poo refereeing. That is a accurate description. Yeah, he stopped me in my tracks from talking. It's the fact that Alisson kind of stood there and you saw it kind of curling. And those ones you so often see them just curling into the goal as the keeper stands there. And also because we're a bit on edge at the moment because of the disallowed goal. But I'm hoping it doesn't transfer too much to the team. Mohammed says watching the goal now, unlucky the goal was disallowed. I agree. It's nonsense. I believe they're saying it's a handball, but the fact that they spent so long checking it to me says it's not a clear and obvious thing. SH says that got me the roast dinner line. What a great analogy. Yeah, that is literally that's been Liverpool team recently. But thankfully they've got their nutrition on point today. Bailey says Flo would fit this tactic so well. He would. Hopefully we see him in the second half. Full 11 looks stuffed like a Christmas turkey. But this is better. I think number one, the change in personnel, and number two, the change in tactics seem to be suiting this team a lot better. And I think potentially there's also a third element, which is the team's going to want to prove themselves, prove that they are a serious outfit after all the external drama. Corner punched away by Alisson. The team just, I don't want to say they look a bit shaken, but after that goal got disallowed, they just look a bit on edge. A bit on edge. But it's not too bad. LFC Moose says, thankfully that went over. We are so bored to watch. It's so slow. I think this is a lot better today, to be honest with you. I think this is a lot better today. In the last minute or so, it has slowed down a bit because I think it's more the mental side in terms of, when a goal's been disallowed, then you just get a bit anxious. It could just be that. Mohammed says, I have a feeling we are going to win. That was my pre-match prediction. My pre-match prediction was that Liverpool are going to batter them. And again, a lot of that was influenced because of all the drama that's been happening off the field. I just figured they're going to want to go out and prove themselves. Charlotte says, what's your favourite thing to do outdoors? Walking, I'd say. I despise running, but I really like walking, which is a bit weird. Mohammed says 3-0 victory to Liverpool. Ekatike is going to cook. I'd like that. I appreciate the confidence as well. SH says, definitely Inter are settling in. They are good at changing tides late and halfway through games. Yes, the dark arts. We cannot let their dark arts prevail. Their dark arts already prevailed when they had that goal disallowed. But we need to not get a grip. That's perhaps too strong a term. But we need to get a foothold on this game again. That's a foul on Isak, surely. Princey says, interesting, we have not conceded. Thankfully, in this game, it's a different formation. So it's more of a diamond, which I guess gives you an extra body in midfield, if you think about it. And additionally, it's different personnel. So you essentially have Ekitike and Isak up top together, which, to be fair, a lot of people have been calling for. I mean, you're doing well, Isak, but you're not going to be able to run past the whole team. So, but see, like with this kind of performance, even if they lose, which I don't think will happen, but even if they lose, I can at least rationalize it in my head to say, okay, at least look, good interception there by Gravenberch. At least I can rationalize it in my head to say, you know what, they gave it a good go. Ekitike is very good. Isak limping? I hope not. I'm hoping that's just how he runs. I'm not eat, as in you're not eating something, or you are eating something right now. Prediction, says Reese. Before the game, it was 3-0 Liverpool. Now I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool. But a lot of that, again, is because of all the off the field drama. I just feel like they will want to prove a point. Just keep it chill, says, I'm not watching the game, but what's it looking like? To be honest with you, a lot better. Number one, it's different personnel. So Salah's not playing, and Gakpo's also not playing. So that's a significant change to the team, because that's literally been the wings for the past 20 games. So Salah's not playing, Gakpo's not playing. Ekitike and Isak playing up top together in the two. So that's different. And the next difference is it's a different formation. So it's Isak and Ekitike up top together. Sometimes McAllister fills that gap. Sometimes Szoboszlai fills that gap. And sometimes Jones fills that gap. Right now, McAllister's like the striker in a weird way. But it's maybe like a false nine type of deal. Bailey says, "Mate, the game's gone now." Not quite yet. I think having a goal disallowed can shake you a little bit, but halftime, recuperate, rejuvenate, and give them battering. Our next defender is playing well, says SH. I was like, is that a kanji? But no, Bastoni. That would be the dream. You'd have to, yeah. You would have to consider that guy to be one of the best defenders in the world. It would naturally cost a lot of money to get him out of Inter, but not impossible. Not impossible. Yeah, he's the only he's the only other one I could remember. I think they've got 3 at the back, and I was like, what's the silly response? Wait, there's Bastoni. That's the one he probably means. Akanji. Bailey told... Oh, good save by Alisson. Bailey's told his mates, if Liverpool don't win one of the next games, I'm getting a mohawk. Dang. So you got the Inter game, and you got the Brighton game, and you got the Spurs game. That's a brave bet. That's a brave bet. If Liverpool do win one of the three games, does the bet invert itself? So do you get something in return if Liverpool do win one of those games? Other than the happiness of Liverpool winning, does your mate give you something? On the bright side, Barcelona are losing to Frankfurt at the Camp Nou. Wow. You are correct. Is this the same Frankfurt that Liverpool battered? Oh, Fish's favourite winger, that Nauf guy who I apparently look like, has scored in 21st minute. Good for Frankfurt. Let's hope they keep that up. About 2 minutes to go. I like the idea of Lacroix for a cheaper defender, but I can't see it. At this point, to be honest with you, I would take absolutely anybody. I mean, if you can find your old good save, Alisson. But as I was saying, if you could find your old football boots, I would stick you in defense over Canate. Yeah. This team is giving me heart attacks, but we seem to be dealing with it, thankfully. Just there's 1 more minute, yeah. Don't screw it up. Do not let them get, under any circumstances, do not let them get a lucky goal before halftime, because then I'll be angry. And you won't like me when I'm angry. I'm very similar to how I am when I'm happy. There's very little difference. I mean, when I am angry, I do start swearing a lot, but I reckon we're good. I don't know if there's halftime. That's a relief then. They're just repeatedly showing the I'm waiting for the Alisson goal kick, but if it's half time, then we are good. Bailey says, well, they support United, so I suppose that is like a forfeit. I can't think of any worse forfeit than that. But yeah, half time. Okay, 0-0, not too bad. Van Dijk's complaining to the ref. Hope Van Dijk slaps him. I mean, I don't actually hope that, but I also kind of do hope that. Let's stop the timer before people say, oh my god, is the game still going on? I didn't know. And I'm like, sorry, that's my fault for not stopping the timer. I take full responsibility for any distress I've caused, but there we go. They came out a lot more aggressive. They will. So you suspect in the second half they will come out a lot more aggressive. It's certainly possible. I would say for 35 minutes, I felt like Liverpool were the top team. After Liverpool had that goal disallowed, they seem to maybe go into their shell a little bit. What I'm hoping is the second half will just kind of rejuvenate and reset, and then bang, Liverpool batter them again. My brain forgot to brain. It happens to all of us. Steven says, I've got like when I first read that, I was going to say there's no like in there. And then when I read it a second time, I was like, that time it was accidental. I spotted it 3 times. I've got like TNT Sports, but like I'm listening to you like instead better commentary. Appreciate that. For background knowledge, Stephen pointed out that I have a tendency sometimes to keep saying the word like, which is a bad habit of mine. So Stephen is helping me to eradicate that from my vocabulary. I didn't used to do this, but yeah, hopefully you can help me stop doing that. I couldn't get it on TNT, had to go on Prime. Yes, indeed. I have a leftover Amazon subscription from Black Friday. So that was handy. Charlotte says, can Wirtz operate in a pivoting midfield role? He can do. The only concern I would perhaps have is he physical enough to do that? He can do it, but I would rather like him in the final third, where he can use his passing ability. So I would say he can operate there, but it is not ideal. I don't know, says scores for Barcelona and Liverpool. Liverpool Inter 0-0. Half time. Barcelona Frankfurt 1-0. Do you reckon Frankfurt will hold on? Barcelona hate watch, low key peak. Abdullah says, what am I watching? Slot's got no game plan. We have no control whatsoever. Have you watched all the game? I thought Liverpool were very good. I thought Liverpool were very good for at least 30 minutes. After the goal got disallowed, I think they lost a bit of control, but I suspect that's a bit... I suspect that's more of a mental thing. But compared to previous games, I think it's better today. SH also has the like tendency when I'm home. It's the northern roots coming back. Yeah, could be a case of that. I have a colleague at work who's a southerner, and I think I've picked it up from him. So which is a bit odd, but it's definitely traditionally a northern thing. Ybot says, free Salah. He's free. He's currently in a gym by himself. But it's perfectly free. Jeffrey thinks Wirtz should come in. Me too. The only thing is, I think generally speaking, everybody is playing quite well. So I'd be interested to see where he would come on. The easiest answer would be for Jones, but I think Jones has been really good today, and I'm most definitely not a Jones bandwagon type of guy, but I think Jones has been quite good. So Wirtz should come on. I agree. Maybe Isak's still getting up to fitness, so maybe he'll come on for Isak. Who knows? But I think Jeffrey's suggestion is a good one. I hope Frankfurt keep their lead. That will be hilarious. Abdullah says, but no actual wingers who can punish them on the counter. That's an unfortunate situation because at the same time Salah was removed from the squad. Gakpo got injured and Chiesa got injured. So Liverpool have essentially lost 3 wingers in the in the space of 2 days. But I'd say by losing a winger, it's perhaps not only the loss that we have to consider. By losing a winger, they've gained a midfielder. So they've got Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister and Jones on the pitch. And to be honest, whilst one of those is typically running forward a bit, they do essentially have an extra man in midfield. So perhaps that extra control is is what is making the team look a bit better. Who knows? Second half shall reveal that. Which Liverpool player would score most in the crossbar challenge? Now I'm messing up my words. Cody Gakpo, most definitely. I love Barcelona. It's Madrid who I can't stand. Yeah, I've never identified less with a club, especially how they're treating Alonso now. And we also have to consider, and we also have to remember, Alonso isn't just any old manager. He is an ex-player. He is a legend for them. So you'd hope they'd give him a bit of grace and treat him with a bit of respect. But even he's treated terribly. So yeah, Madrid I find quite irritating. Bailey would bring Wirtz on for McAllister. That's an option. Jeffrey would bring Isak out and Wirtz in. Would you do that at half time? Or would you wait until 60 minutes? Or maybe 70 minutes? I guess it depends. I guess it depends on how injured Wirtz is. Apparently he's fit to play but was not fit to start. What I would do is I'd keep things as they are, because I think generally speaking, it's been fine. So I'd keep things as they are. And if Liverpool still look a bit taken aback in the second half, then I'd look to maybe bring Wirtz on. Gakpo's been shocking as well, to be fair. We're in a crisis, as in recently. I agree. Recently, Salah's not been great, and Gakpo has also not been great. So from that perspective, losing both of them might be a positive. Wirtz on the left, Ekitike up top, Dom on the right, rotating with Joey G, Mr. Gomez. That could work. There's definitely options, and I think that's the positive. It wasn't too long ago when there were absolutely no options on the bench. So it's good that options are available. What I would perhaps do is just keep it the same. Keep it the same from second half. And if they still don't have any control, then maybe try changing things up, I'd say. Come back home, Jabi. We will treat you right. Indeed, we will. We will not treat you terribly like the folk in Madrid. To be honest, I do think that will happen. If Alonso becomes available, then Liverpool might seek to make a managerial change. A lot of people are saying sack slot, and I get it, I understand it. But sacking somebody is only half the story. You also need to have an adequate replacement. So if Alonso is available, he is an adequate replacement. But if Alonso's not available, then it makes sense regarding why they're keeping Slot around. Because the worst case scenario is you sack Slot, you bring in some random loser, and then 3 weeks later Alonso's available. Abdullah says Chiesa should be getting quite a few minutes to balance out the attack. The unfortunate thing is Chiesa is also injured. So in the space of about 2 days, and it's kind of funny, in the space of about 2 days, Liverpool lost Salah because of bad behaviour, and Liverpool lost Gakpo and Chiesa to injury. Frimpong's a good option for the right wing position. I was thinking about that the other day. Frimpong plays right wing for Netherlands, so he could play right wing for Liverpool. Do you like fruit gummies? Are fruit gummies this is going to sound really weird. I don't fully know what they are. Are they like a smoking thing? Like, do they have like marijuana in them or something? When I was in Amsterdam 3 weeks ago, they put marijuana in everything. Like cookies, like biscuits. Like, okay, that cookie's brown, that cookie's brown. Like, they have them on a shelf, right? That cookie's brown, that cookie's chocolate chip. That one's bright green. I'm like, what the hell? I just in the supermarket. Is that what like gummies are? Like, is that what it is? Because I'm ashamed to say I don't really know what it is. Curveball from Charlotte. I'm used to the football questions. Oh, I get all sorts of questions. Slot out, Salah in. I say at this point, the thing is that would never happen though. We were talking about this for like three hours on Sunday. Jeffrey says this formation Wirtz will be well suited. Yes, I think this will get the best out of him. Specifically, I think because there's more midfielders there. So I think maybe if Wirtz comes on for the McAllister spot, as an example, Wirtz would still have so Bosley, Gravenberch, and Jones behind him. So that frees him up to be a bit more creative, I'd say. Yeah, it is bad luck. It's like buses. You wait forever and then two come along at once. Or in this case, Chiesa waits forever for a starting spot, and as soon as the spot's available, he gets injured. Will Canate win more aerial duels, should I say? I guess you could class the header as a aerial duel. The one that was incorrectly disallowed. No, like fruit gems. Oh, right. So just like fruit pastels, that sort of thing. Like gummy bears, the sweets that you get. They're pretty nice. How are Spurs barely winning against Sparta Praha? They got 2-0 now. But I take your point. Zima own goal and then Kudos. The penalty. Such well-written football questions. Then the do you like fruit gummies caught me off guard. Yeah, welcome to my world. You'll be talking about something random, and then it's like on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate Scarlett Johansson? And it's like, wait, what? I don't know, his Barcelona friend made fun of him when Liverpool were losing 1-0 to Frankfurt, and that's why you are enjoying this Barcelona hate watch. You probably got your revenge on that same day, to be fair, when Liverpool won that game 5-1. They don't even see Rio on the bench because he's like 5'1". Interesting. Keep him on there with all due respect. Yeah. I think Rio's a talent, but we need to have kind of reasonable expectations. I'm hoping to maybe see Rio in the FA Cup. I think that's an area where he can develop his game and start to get a few more minutes. Start to get a bit more experience, I guess. Ikram says facts, bro. Second half is just about to start. I did, but no, it's even better since Barcelona are losing at home at halftime. Liverpool were 3-1 up. There are clearly levels to this game. Second half has started. Liverpool very high. Canate fouls the player in essentially in Salah's position, but it is what it is. Let's set the timer back. What are we on? Well, I'm on 46.10. And then I typed 56. I managed to screw it up. There we go. That was the aim, but whoever is holding the rifle has very terrible aim. Indeed, they do. I think they need a bit of practice. Shot by Isak just goes wide. I was going to say, speaking of terrible aim, but that's probably unfair. Liverpool have started okay in these first 2 odd minutes. Has there been a substitution? Where's Ekitike? Oh, Ekitike is on the wide left. Okay. Come on, this has got to be a goal. Oh, that's a poor pass by Sabazlai. That should have been just like a simple pass through to Ekitike, but Sabazlai decided to be extra bougie and flick it with the outside of his boot, but it is what it is. Cross by Barella. Terrible cross. We're actually good in the Champions League. Compared to the Prem, we beat Atleti, Real, Frankfurt, and not losing right now. That's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is Liverpool lost to PSV and Galatasaray. But I forgot about the Real Madrid win, to be fair. That's a good reminder. This quality can be utilized in such a dominating way. In my lifetime, I've never had this much depth in the quality of players. I agree. I would say during the Klopp time, there was pretty much no depth. It was Salah, Mane, Firmino. When Jota came, then you had a bit of depth up front. In midfield, I don't remember. There was a bit of depth. In centre-back, there was maybe a bit of depth. But you never really felt that there was starting quality on the bench. So you had Origi on the bench, he was nice, but it wasn't starting quality. You'd have Shaqiri on the bench, he's nice, but he wasn't starting quality. I think that's the difference with this squad now. There's players on the bench who you feel like are starting quality, which is fantastic. Ooh, nice pass by Van Dijk. Joe Gomez is very high up the pitch, which is fine. It shows that Liverpool want to win this game. Oh, but the downside is now they're countering with Mkhitaryan, but Mkhitaryan's shite, so nothing to worry about. Yeah, exactly. Going back to the Benitez days, again there was a bit of depth, but yeah, nothing like this that I've ever seen. Ooh, good pass by Gravenberch. Gravenberch is having his best game in a long time. Which Liverpool player would win in a fashion show? SH says Van Dijk. Van Dijk's quite stylish. Maybe Ekitike. I think Ekitike is quite stylish. Dude, don't scare me like that. All I saw at the corner of my eye was no, and I was like, oh. Thankfully, it's Barcelona. But I just saw the start of that, and I was like, what? What is going on? But we're good. We're good. Bastoni goes down. I mean, that's not how I expect our future player to behave, but I will let him off. Kanate wins another header. I don't know, is distraught that there's been a Kunde equaliser. There's still time. There's still time. This is not the hate watch I want. But there's another half an hour or so. Frankfurt could still end up winning that. Liverpool have a lot more defenders in the box as well compared to how they've set up recently. Do you like frozen yogurt? Frozen yogurt's good. It's a healthy way of kind of eating ice cream, or at least feeding like you're eating ice cream. Offside. I'm watching two games at once: Liverpool versus Inter and Barcelona versus Frankfurt. Was it the other day you were watching 5 games at once? I remember you were watching 4 games, and then you got reminded about a 5th game, and then you ended up watching 5 games at once. Two 1 Barcelona. It's not going particularly well by the looks of it. Who scored the McAllister just hits it out. Who scored the second game for Barcelona? I think the Vert's coming on for McAllister might be the one. Yeah, Jules Koundé is certainly not on your Christmas card list, but I hope I am. Interestingly as well, Gravenberch is dropping back into the defense, providing an extra defender. This is quite intelligent from a formation perspective, because by having the extra midfielder, the player who's at the tip of the diamond goes forward and supports the attack, whereas the midfielder who's at the base of the diamond drops back and supports the defense. So in a way, by just putting one extra midfielder, you fill 2 positions. Wish I was over there. Still would have loved to go to this game. This would have been an amazing game to go to. 100%. I managed to get a ticket to the Liverpool Dortmund Legends game in March, I think. So that's the next one I've got to look forward to. The Legends games, they're always a bit of fun. Would you say Koundé is your most hated player? Finn says that goal by Konate should not have been disallowed. I agree 100%. And if percentages were out of 1,000, I would agree 1,000%. It was nonsense, utter gibberish, and complete garbage. It's the fact that they spent so long double checking it, triple checking it, getting the ruler out, getting the measuring tape out. It's like, guys, if you are taking that long to validate this, that to me says it's not clear and obvious. So I agree with Finn that it is a injustice. That needs to be investigated, preferably in court, but you never know. How do you do this thing where you watch 5 games at once? do you split your screen into 4? So you have top left, top right, one match in the bottom left, one match in the bottom right, and then do you have one match in the middle? Or are you using multiple screens? Yeah, there's no way that's clear and obvious. I agree, especially if you're spending that long double checking it, triple checking it. And the funniest thing is, or should I say the most depressing thing is, they couldn't even figure it out. They had to tell the ref to go have a look at the monitor. And it's like, come on guys. That resulted in 7 minutes of added time. Let's pretend ordinarily there would have been 2 minutes of added time. So you spent 5 minutes checking that thing. And you also couldn't come to a conclusion. You still had to ask the referee to go look at the crappy little monitor. Horrible decision. SH says, wow, that will be mint. I'd love to go to a Legends match. They are good fun. They are good fun. I went to one last year. Gerard, it was the one where Peter Crouch scored 2 headers. No, sorry, 1 header and one shot. Ooh. What was that? It's gone wide though. But yeah, I recall Peter Crouch scoring a header and Peter Crouch scoring a shot, I think. But they're good fun. It's a fun day out. And the money that they raise, it goes towards a charity, the LFC Foundation. So the players will do it for free. You buy a ticket. Ticket goes to the proceeds go to charity. Everybody wins. I don't know. So it's splitting it 6 ways. 5 games on you. Nice. I'm glad I'm alongside the games. I feel very important now. Steven says Barcelona now 2-1 up, 2 goals in 2 minutes. Yes, Kunde. The population of Frankfurt now despises Kunde with a passion. TNT have a multi-screen option, by the way. Ah, yes, that is true. I did forget about that, but you are correct. Headed away by Gomez. Yeah, Mkhitaryan. I'm surprised he's still playing. He just feels like somebody from a different time. I guess 2016 was a different time. When you first said 2016, I was thinking, yes, that was 4 years ago. And then I had to recalculate and realize that was 9 years ago. I still feel like I'm in 2020. I'm sure most people do. Chelsea are drawing 1-1. Would you rather live in a giant tree or a tiny house? I mean, it depends how fancy the tree is, and it depends how fancy the house is, I guess. I'd love to watch Janan Arisa play. Pass my time, unfortunately. You might see him at a Legends game. He'll have a bit of a stomach on him, like most players, but he'll still have a pretty lethal shot on him, and I guess that's the most important part. What do you think you're doing, Inter, doing back heels? McAllister gone down, I think. I'm watching Spurs 2-0 against Prague. Atlanta 1-1 against Chelsea. PSV 3-1 down now, are they? Wow. They went 1-0 up. Inter, Liverpool 0-0 and Barcelona 2-1 Frankfurt. Sounds pretty good. What would make that sound even better if it said Inter 0, Liverpool 1, but we can carry on hoping. Good defending again. I think Liverpool really need to win this, not just for the obvious reasons, but if Liverpool don't win this game, it is going to increase the amount of drama and backchat because of the whole Salah situation. You just know it's going to be a media circus, which makes winning this game all the more important. Because I'd rather do without that circus. Ooh, Ekatike shot. I'd rather do without that circus, and I'm sure everybody feels the same. I don't know. Hopes it's Inter 0, Liverpool 2. Also, yeah, PSV went 1-0 up. Good comeback from Atleti. Very good comeback. They've somehow managed to score 3 away from home. Yeah, I think McAllister's maybe starting to fade. McAllister playing as a striker today. I think he is starting to fade. So he may be the one that Wirtz comes on for. I'd like to see Wirtz come on for McAllister, but keep the formation and keep the system the same. Because I think the system is working. Maybe just some of the legs have tired. So Bosley, you should shoot from there, and he does shoot, but it gets blocked. I've been to Inter at the San Siro twice, says Stephen, for a night game, the best stadium in Europe. Go if you get a chance before it's demolished. If you've described it as the best stadium in Europe, I'm going to have to. I've heard it's very good atmosphere. Obviously, the stadium has a lot of history, so I think you're right about that. It's one of those places you've just got to experience. Long throw by Gomez, but it's cleared. Fish is back. That's good to hear. Ooh, this I don't like. Counter down the left-hand side, but Liverpool getting back. Yep, stay compact. You should header that away, and you do header that away. Ooh! Wide. That sound tends to mean I am concerned about a shot. How is Zielinski still playing? Yeah, same. That's why I went, oh. You know, it's tough to know sometimes when you see a shot, because quite often, if it goes on target, is that's dependent on how much curl there is on it, and you can only really judge the curl after the ball is on its trajectory. But yeah, from the start, you get worried. Fish got his fish calendar. Nice. What month are you on? Are you January on your calendar, or are you February on your calendar? Nick says Mickey Mouse Club, bro. I presume we're talking about Inter, in which case I agree. Fish loves the eye. Oh yeah, of course you love Zielinski. He's your compatriot. There were rumors. Yeah. I know. I know that's what you really meant. There were rumors that Zielinski was going to join Liverpool back in the day. Oh! Sorry. There were rumors that was just sorry. That was I wasn't having a heart attack or a brain aneurysm. That was a Nico Berea long shot. There were rumors back in the day Liverpool were going to sign Zielinski instead of Wijnaldum. I believe it was very close to happening, and I think Zielinski might have been the first choice, but for whatever reason, I think he might have been at Napoli at the time. For whatever reason, he may not have been available. Liverpool got Wijnaldum instead. Fish says, day 9 of eating dinner with you. Nice. What are you having for dinner? It's a bit late for dinner, 9:30, but equally it's never too late to eat. I was looking at the Barcelona game when you did that sound. My heart stopped. I need to stop doing that. It's an involuntary reaction. Ooh, Connor Bradley's coming on for Joe Gomez. That's an interesting positive. An interesting positive substitution. Gomez seems disappointed to come off. I think he's had a good game. I think he's done well. When Gomez starts to get fit, he's a valuable player. We have to also remember, I believe he counts as a youth English player who was trained at the club, which is very valuable to have for Champions League, because you have to have a certain number of English players. So that's another benefit of Joe Gomez. It's me from the future. McAllister scores. That is positive. That is one of the benefits of time travel. But I'm liking it. Ekitike. Over. How's it going, Rob Schofield? Hope you are doing good. Long shot by Gravenberch. They're just showing the replay of it. That's gone over. But yeah, regarding these substitutions, Connor Bradley came on for Joe Gomez, and Florian Wirtz came on for Isak. Now what we are seeing is Ekitike central, Wirtz more on the left. Rob is a Liverpool fan. Nice. What's your prediction, Rob? My prediction before the game was a strong Liverpool win. The reason for that is I think Liverpool are going to want to respond to all the outside noise regarding the Salah situation with a strong response. So far it's been a better performance by Liverpool. I appreciate they haven't scored, but it's better compared to some of what we've seen recently. Fish is eating pierogi and having a cigarette and cheese sticks and cheese and a sandwich. And I mean, you're definitely not having an espresso. It's a bit late for that. Free kick to Sabazla. It's in shooting range. Unfortunately, I don't think he'll go for a shot, but it isn't. Yeah, he hasn't gone for a shot. Just take a shot, bro. Have the confidence. Charlotte says, you're such a talented person. I think you're a talented person with your questions. The jelly bean one caught me off guard. What was it? Jelly gummies. Rob's prediction is Inter Milan 0, Liverpool 1. I think that would be a good prediction. And I would take that, to be fair. A win is a win. I think Liverpool absolutely cannot afford to lose. If Liverpool lose, it will just increase all the noise. It will just increase all the drama. And we don't want to live with that, let's be honest. So this is I think this is a bit of a must win, to be honest with you. And the 1-0 that you've predicted, I would take that. If you offered that to me now, 1-0, after the 90 minutes, I would shake your hand on that deal. Inter down the left, but they ain't gonna do nothing. Caught by Alisson. Fish says, how good was O? I mean, you will have to qualify who O is, I'm afraid. I do not know who O refers to. Is that Origi? Or is it Oxlade-Chamberlain? Wirtz has got black boots on, and it's crazy how that's kind of the exception these days. Back in the day, everybody would wear black boots in the 90s, but today I was thinking, why does Wirtz look so strange? It's because he's got black boots on. So Wirtz and Konate have got black boots, but everybody else is wearing white, yellow. Yellow is quite popular. Rob says we need a win, or maybe we might not qualify for the round of 16. That would be a disaster. That would be a complete disaster. Especially given how well Liverpool did in the Champions League last year, topped the group. I think they won every single game apart from the very last game where, to be fair, I don't think they bothered. But yeah, to not qualify for the round, to win the league and then not qualify for the round of 16, that would be a disaster. So yeah, they really need to win this. And I do genuinely think they've been the better team today. I don't know, says Monaco 1-0. Union 2-3. Is that against Marseille, that one? Barcelona still 2-1 up from Koundé. Inter, Jones has been booked. Inter 0-0 against Liverpool. PSV still 3-1 against Atletico. Atalanta 1-1 against Chelsea. And Spurs 2-0 against Prague. Come on, we need a goal. I would take the 1-0 that Rob predicted. I would take that all day long. Charlotte says Persona 5 Royale, Persona 5 or Persona 4 Golden. I've never really been into that series, to be honest with you. I know it's an RPG and I like those games, but I've tried Persona. I've always found that game a bit childish. So I've never really been able to get into it. Rob says the best player was Gomez. I thought Gomez was amazing. He defended very well. He also got forward very well. It was just a very good all-round right-back performance. Defensively, he was sound. Defensively, he was strong. Defensively, his positioning was good. But also from a going forward perspective, he did really well there as well. Got a few good crosses in. Grace does not approve of that hat today. Past few days, Grace has said, that's a good hat. That's a good hat. I was gonna wear a fancy hat today, but I figured I'd keep it simple. Wear something fancy next time. Fist, you're having a chicken mayo roll. I thought you were having a cheese sandwich. That's what you said earlier. Or you having a feast? Are you having a feast in the evening? Fish says play Payback 2. What is that? I've not heard of that game. I don't know says goal for Spurs 3-0 against Prague. Xavi Simons, okay, good for him. Spurs second goal off a pen. Yeah, so they had a penalty by Kudus, I believe. And now another penalty. I wouldn't mind a penalty in this game, but here's a question. Since Salah's not on the pitch, who would take the penalty today? I guess we'll find out if we get a penalty. Grace says, I do like your green Gucci hat. That is one of my favorites. So it's safe to say we both have good taste. Rob says after 4-1 loss we need to win this. I'm still annoyed. Ooh, Vert with the pass to Ekatike. That would have been, if only the keeper didn't come off his line. But Vert's showing his quality there, and Ekatike also showing his quality. That 4-1 loss against PSV, that's one of the games that irritates me the most. Partly because I thought it would be a straightforward win beforehand, so to get battered 4-1, it certainly made me kind of humble. But to lose 4-1 is just embarrassing. Yeah, it was a good pass. When I saw the pass go in, and when I saw Ekatike running onto it, I thought he's through. But unfortunately, the keeper came off his line. Grace says, what minute are you on? I'm just getting on to 77 minutes, and it's still 0-0. So Bosley is very good at penalties. I believe at his former club he used to take penalties, and he did not miss a single one. I still think this game has got a goal in it. I think it's got a Liverpool goal. Rob says drop Konate and put Gomez in there. It's an option, especially as Gomez now is starting to get into fitness and starting to regain his fitness, starting to regain his strength. I think the more that Gomez plays and the fitter that he gets, the more competition he poses to Konate. So I think you're right. I think now they can maybe start considering that as an option. Whereas a few weeks ago he simply wasn't fit, which made it harder to propose as an option. I don't know, is slightly ahead, which is probably a good thing. So if you hear me going, then you've got nothing to worry about. Because you're ahead. Atlanta are going up against Chelsea. They are not going to be happy about that. In the slightest. Come on, I just feel, I don't know if it's hope or delusion. But I just feel like there's a goal in this. Yeah, you're about a minute ahead. I'll see if I refresh. Does it move it along? PSV 2-3 now. Ooh, Conor Bradley. Ooh, okay, not bad. I found one that's about 30 seconds further along. There you go. Fish says Google Payback 2. If you say so. Payback 2, it's a mobile game. Is this the game that you were playing on your channel? Like, you've uploaded, I swear you've uploaded a video on this. I remember you were playing this game. Rob says because Salah isn't playing anymore, I think we're getting Semenyo from Bournemouth. I'd agree. I think what will happen is Salah will get sold to Saudi in January, and then Semenyo will come in as his replacement. Liverpool have very good contacts with Bournemouth. because Richard Hughes used to be the sporting director there. That's probably a good outcome. It's probably a good outcome, everything considered. Wirtz with a shot, wide. Salah gets to go to Saudi, gets a lot more money. Liverpool get a transfer fee, and also Liverpool get Semenyo, which gives a bit of much needed pace to the Liverpool team. I think an area where the Liverpool team is perhaps lacking is in pace, and Semenyo has that in abundance. So yeah, I'd be happy with that. Would you be happy with that? What kind of fee do you feel is reasonable for Semenyo? 65 million, somewhere around there. Is that reasonable or is that too low? It's tough to it's tough to judge these days with the market being so crazy. Fish says play. It's a mobile game. I'd have to play it on my phone. Pretty good attempt from Wirtz. It's encouraging. It's positive. In some of the previous games, I've found one of the downsides has been Liverpool just simply have not had enough attempts on goal. So more attempts on goal, please and thank you. Will be much appreciated. Rob says Konate's disallowed goal should not have been disallowed. I agree 1,000%. It looked perfectly fine to me. It looked like a perfectly fine header. And it's also the fact that they spent about 5 or 6 minutes reviewing it. Now, to me, if you spend 5 or 6 minutes reviewing something, it is therefore not a clear and obvious. It's therefore not a clear and obvious mistake because you spent 5-6 minutes reviewing it. And additionally, even after, again, good play by Wirtz. Again, even after they spent 5 or 6 minutes reviewing it, Conor Bradley, someone take a shot. Wirtz has gone down, but I think he went down theatrically. Even after they spent 5 or 6 minutes reviewing it, they still had to get the ref. They still had to get the ref to go look at the monitor, which makes it even more ludicrous. So you're telling me a bunch of people in an office with multiple different cameras couldn't figure it out? Then just leave it. It's just silly, isn't it? Aurelio, Moreno, or Kirkes. The thing is with Kirkes, he hasn't really settled yet. I feel it feels a bit unfair to judge him. There's a penalty check on Wirtz. To be fair, I did not think that was a penalty, but we're waiting for it to be reviewed. I would say Fabio Aurelio though. I always really liked him. Free transfer from Valencia. 5 minutes left and then stoppage time. Indeed, there's a penalty check. There's nothing in that. That's not a penalty for Liverpool, I don't think. Yeah, they're giving it as no pen, yeah. I didn't think that was a penalty. On mine, he's going to review the screen. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's a contact sport. I do think Wirtz is going down quite not theoretically, theatrically there. Rob's choice of defense would be Conor Bradley right back, Gomez right defense, Van Dijk left defense, Robertson left back. It's nicely balanced. I think that's nicely balanced. You've got Van Dijk, who is essentially the leader in the back. You've got... Oh my God, they've given a penalty. Grace says, who's the pen check for? I wasn't paying attention. They've given a penalty to Liverpool. I'll be honest, that was not a penalty. That was not a penalty. They've given it. That was a dive by Wirtz. What are they doing? I can't lie. That's not a penalty for me. That is not a penalty. I'm many things, but this dishonest is not one of them, and that's not a penalty. I mean, I'm happy. SH is also happy. I don't know who's in shock. Grace is saying, yeah, Grace is happy. So we had this discussion earlier. If there's a penalty, who takes it? I think, I don't know, suggested Sabazlai, and it is Sabazlai. Sabazlai taking it. Christian says, who's taking it? It's Sabazlai. Oh, God, I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see it, but come on. I agree. 1,000% dive. Not a penalty in the slightest. Sabazlai scores! Yes, go! Have some of that. I was going to swear there, but I don't want to get banned. Jerry says spend 400 million and can't beat Leeds, but spend 400 million and piss off Jerry. So it is worth it from that perspective. Rob says 1-0. Grace says let's go. I can't lie. That was not a penalty in the slightest. Not a penalty in the slightest. Wirtz completely dived. Jerry sees the on his head. That's good. That's good to see. But yeah, Liverpool scored. I agree with you 1,000%. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is like a definite penalty, I wouldn't say 0, but that's like a 1 out of 10. It was very, very, very soft. And again, I'm just being honest. That was really soft. It was really soft. It was really soft to the point where I just completely discounted it and said, "Yeah, that's not a penalty." And then they were checking it on VAR. I mean, if it's some sort of saving grace, I think the Konate goal was wrongfully disallowed. So you could say, okay, maybe it's the universe, the universe balancing itself. But Noah says, was it a bad dive? Yeah, it was. It's like Bastoni was like grabbing onto Wirtz's shirt, but I'm not sure if kind of rewind capability is available. It is on YouTube, but as soon as I saw that, I was like, we were talking about something, and I was like, oh, that's a dive by Wirtz, and then we just carried on talking about the other thing. I can't lie, awful decision. Be honest, awful decision. Slot could at least look happy. Yeah. Very fortunate, I agree. Rob says, not the best pen, but I'll take it. The thing is, with this penalty, it's 1-0 Liverpool. So Rob's prediction that he made might be correct. You might end up being 100% correct with your prediction. I don't know, says really bad dive. It was so bad, and it was so comical to the point where when I saw it, I just laughed it off and just kind of ignored it. I was like, yeah, that's a dive by Wirtz. Anyway, what are you having for dinner? But yeah, it's crazy, man. They'll always give it if it's any holding foul, though, no matter how light. It's a bit. Maybe they need to revisit those rules. Nayab says, finally you smiled. Yeah. Finally we've been. The thing is, though, I didn't want a bunch of drama. Because if Liverpool lost this game, there's going to be so much drama about the Salah and, oh my God, they dropped him. My brain doesn't have any any room to cope with that. So I just need Liverpool to win this. Ben is getting in the Christmas spirit where he says, ho ho. You need one more. You need one more. Noah says we should still sack Slot. You have a Canada flag there. Are you from Canada? I went to Canada 2 months ago. And I gotta say, absolutely loved it. So are you from Canada or are you like originally from Canada? I might go again next year. I really, really enjoyed it there. Take care, fish. Enjoy your sandwich. Ben says, how much injury time? I believe 6 minutes. They're just replaying Sabazai's penalty. Noah's from Canada but moved to Liverpool around 13 years ago. Nice. Whereabouts in Canada? I went to Montreal and Toronto and Niagara Falls. I'm considering going maybe Vancouver next year. Rob is saying I'm... don't. Okay. Fucking hell. It's all good. It's all right. Nothing happened. I'm thinking we can beat Brighton at the weekend. I think certainly if Liverpool keep this formation and keep this shape and keep this structure, then we should be good. Grace says, I've just realized it says what minute you're on. I'm so blind. I didn't need to ask earlier. I was going to correct you, but I didn't know if like my double chin was like covering it. That could happen. That could happen sometimes. My double chin can cover the minute. So I'm like, I'll just tell you what it is. But yeah, it should just be there. Rangers says, embarrassing dive by words. I can't lie. It was such a clear, blatant dive. Worse that, yeah, it's to the point where when it happened, I just said, yep, that's a dive, ignore, let's move on. And then I was shocked when they gave it. But you are right. I did think the Konate disallowed goal was a goal. So maybe it's the universe balancing itself out. Noah's from Hamilton originally. I'm going to look that up. Hamilton, Canada. Oh, so you're not far from Niagara Falls. I must have been in your area because I got a bus from Toronto to Niagara, and it goes around that corner that you're on. So yeah, I would have actually been in your town on a bus to get to Niagara. Spurs 3-0. Atlanta 2-1, Atleti 2-3, Marseille 2-3. Let's hope it's Liverpool 1-0 at the end of that. But appreciate the update. Tom says, Man's dog, is this you? It's not him. I am his... I was going to say evil twin, but I don't know who it is. So he might be the evil twin, or I might be the evil twin. Grace is happy. Middlesbrough won. Nice. Good stuff. Appreciate that. Rangers season. Thank you. Very kind. Christian says, Rio needs more minutes. We are messing up his development. I can't lie. I am slightly worried about that. I'm slightly worried about that in the back of my head. He was proposed. Ooh, Liverpool on the counter. Are they just going to slow things down or are they going to go for the second goal? They're kind of doing a bit of both. Which, if you're doing a bit of both, if you're slowing things down and you're going for the goal, essentially you're doing neither and you lose the ball. It's like you can't both slow it down and go for the goal. Because then you're doing neither of those things. Jesus Christ, man. But I agree. I'm a bit concerned about Rio's development because he was proposed as the alternative to Diaz, which is why Liverpool did not need to buy an additional left wing option. I hope he's given time. I hope he's given time in the FA Cup at the very least. Rob says Liverpool need to keep this form up 100%, 100%. We're going to need to see another positive performance against Brighton. I want to see Liverpool keep this formation and I want to see Liverpool keep this setup. Al New says opinion on the Salah situation. I did like a 3-hour video on Sunday. Oh, full time. Let's go. To be honest, like on Sunday, I ended up going live for 3 hours, just kind of ranting about it. But generally speaking, to sum up, I was really disappointed with what he said and how he said it. He just came across as kind of very selfish, kind of deluded, and kind of disrespectful. So I think it was unfortunate what has happened, but I think the club handled it appropriately. I don't know, says Barcelona won their game 2-1. Sorry to hear that. I don't know, despises them. I feel like Rio holds the ball too long. That's just my opinion. You could be onto something, and it could just be a lack of experience because he's quite young. Hopefully, over time, he eliminates that from his game. But it is full time. Alfie says yes. How many S's have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got about 10 S's there, which is a positive. I'm liking it. I don't know, says Up the Reds. Al New says absolutely spot on. I agree. I also think he was kind of contradicting. He was 100% contradicting. He would say things along the lines of, I've given so much to this club, therefore my position should not be under threat. But also nobody's bigger than the club, and I love the fans. What to me is happening there is the first part is him being honest, and the second part is his media training kicking in, saying being like, "Oh shit, I need to say somewhat about the fans, about the club being bigger." So yeah, there was contradiction, and whenever there's contradiction, I don't think that person's being genuine. You can't say that you're a vegetarian who loves eating beef. Then you're not a vegetarian. Jamie says never a pen. Agree. Spartan says imagine diving. Don't need to imagine. Saul Verts do it. I have to go. Good night. Take care, Grace. I'll be expecting a better hat. Yeah, I'll remember to wear a better hat. Grace does not approve of the basic hat today. I'll have to wear a better one on Saturday. Hilarious how Verts got pulled backwards but foul forwards. I agree 1,000%. As soon as I saw that, I said that's a dive. Ignore it, move on. And then when they were doing the VAR check, I said, okay, they're just wasting time, man. Let's get on with the game. And then for them to give that as a penalty, I can't write. Absolutely absurd decision. Reluctant Gamer says, use one. Congratulations. Thank you. What's your thought on the penalty decision? I did not watch the game. It is one of the... How do I phrase this? I could watch that from 100 different angles, and in every single angle, I would say it is absolutely not a penalty. Like Bastoni tugged that his shirt a little bit, but I don't consider that. That sounds worse than it actually was. And as Bastoni kind of grabbed his shirt a bit, which again, I didn't think there was anything in that. Verts just kind of collapsed, like I'm trying to come up with a non-derogatory way of explaining this, but he just kind of collapsed in a way that didn't look genuine. So it was a clear dive. I'm not even gonna lie. Goal machine is correct. I thought Jones did really, really good. Very good pressing. Very aggressive. Had a good performance. Rob says Marseille away. Is that next week? I thought I was only going to miss one game. Oh no, that's in January, thankfully, because I'm going to Italy next week, and I was like, what? Am I gonna miss this Marseille game? But all right, so perhaps you mean the next game week, I guess. To be fair, yeah, it works out in the end. It reminds me, there are a lot of parallels with respect to the Ronaldo situation. Yes, I agree. I also think Salah's gone. They asked the manager about it in one of those media interviews. So they said to him, "Has Salah played his last game?" Now, if somebody asks you, "Has Salah played his last game?" you either say no, of course not. Like don't talk nonsense. You either say no, or you say I hope not. You give something that has a positive inference on it. But Slot's response was, I don't know. And I'm like, bro, if you're saying I don't know, that means he has played his last game. Because otherwise you'd say, no, he hasn't. Or you'd say, I hope not. I hope I wanna keep him. I missed you live, but what did you think about the disallowed goal? I thought the Konate goal today was valid. I thought it was a perfectly fine header, and also looking at the evidence of that, the VAR, they spent 5 minutes. They spent 5 minutes reviewing it, and I think if the VAR spends 5 minutes reviewing something, it's therefore not clear and obvious. It's not clear and obvious if you're spending 5 minutes reviewing it. So therefore, they should have just given the Konate goal. I thought the Konate goal was a fair goal. And it's not just the fact that they spent 5 minutes reviewing it. They also still had to get the referee to go check the screen. So I thought the Konate goal was fine. And the whole Salah saga, I ended up doing a 3-hour stream on Saturday just ranting about it. But it's an unfortunate situation, but I do think Salah's in the wrong there. Because we have to look at it factually. We have to look at it factually in terms of factually what's happened. Factually, he's only been dropped for 3 games. And I think that kind of reaction when you've only been dropped for 3 games, that's a bit too far. And unfortunately, I think where that's going to happen, I think he's going to end up leaving in January. I'm going to Scotland's capital tomorrow. Do you remember me? Yeah, we were talking about this on Saturday. It was something football related, wasn't it? I apologise that I can't remember exactly what, but we were talking about Glen Rothers, and we were talking about. So you're from Glasgow. I remember that. So you're from Glasgow, and then we were talking about Glen Rothers, and you were saying you're going to go on Wednesday. It was something football related, football practice or something. But I think I'm all along the right lines. Ah, yes, the timer. Thank you. There we go. Full time. Football. Yeah, there we go. Yo, bro, it's me. I'm thinking you haven't said yo, it's me. That's what you normally say. Konate goal took so long to review it, and it's kind of valid. Could have been a goal. I think if you spend 5 minutes reviewing something, it is therefore not clear and obvious. In which case, just give the goal and move on. I agree Salah was in the wrong. People are allowed to defend who they want. People are allowed to have their opinions. That's fine. But I think that was a misjudgment by Salah. Again, if you want to see something more passionate, I'm going up. I spent 3 hours. We did a live stream on Sunday that was unplanned, talking about this for 3 hours. Yeah, that was it. Ollie's going futsal. Nayab says some MFers don't be happy for Liverpool's win, but this MFer is very happy. Also, what are Bayern on? What was the score at the end? 3-1 win against Sporting. Kimmich own goal. so you may be you might be able to interpret that as 4 goals for Bayern, but a good win for them. Reluctant says Salah probably gutted use one. Yeah, and that's why, because he wasn't part of the victory. You are correct. And I think that's why it was so important. I think that's why it was so important to win today. Imagine Liverpool had not won today. Imagine it was 1-0 Inter. Imagine it was 2-0 Inter. There would have been so much media noise and so much drama and just so much nonsense that we'd have to listen to. Like, oh, Liverpool not good without Salah. Imagine like 3 days of that. That's why it was just so important that Liverpool got a good result today. Which makes the victory all the more sweeter. That we just don't have to listen to media rubbish for the next 4 days. Ismail says first goal wasn't a handball. I agree. It was a perfectly fine goal by Konate. Ali got man of the match. Nice, congratulations. Impressive stuff. Tom says, "Oh, Liverpool winning on the weekend. Hell yes. If they stick with this, we also have to remember." Today they played a new formation. Today they played a new lineup. There were no wingers in the team because Salah's out because he was a bit naughty. Chiesa's out because he got injured, and Gakpo's also out because he got injured. So we have to remember there were no wingers in the team today. So it was a lot more narrow, it was a lot more compact. So what I hope happens is Liverpool keep the same team, keep the same shape, keep the same formation for is it Brighton on the weekend? And then hopefully we should be good. Credit for what's going down. I can't lie, when I saw it was so bad and it was so funny that I just completely discarded it from my brain. I was like, okay, Wirtz has gone down. Anyway, what you having for dinner tomorrow? And then in the little corner, it said VAR check. And I was like, okay, whatever. Just let them check it. And what you having for dinner tomorrow? And then they gave it. I was in shock. I'm sure most people were. Ismail says, do you think Slot should bring Salah back into the starting 11? To be honest, I don't think so, because since Salah has been out of the starting 11, Liverpool beat West Ham 2-0. Liverpool drew against Sunderland. Liverpool drew against Leeds last minute, and Liverpool are beaten Inter. So it feels a bit facetious to say this, but Liverpool have been unbeaten since Salah's been at the team. Liverpool have been unbeaten. I feel like Salah feels betrayed by everyone because he has turned down offers. I understand that aspect. But I think equally we need to understand the scope of the betrayal is you've just been left out for 3 games. Like that, to call being left out for 3 games a betrayal just feels too far. Like it's not a betrayal to be left out for 3 games. To be left out for 30 games or for 10 games, I understand. It just feels like an overreaction. Ali says, how old are you? Interesting. What would you guess? I'm interested to know whether you get it higher or lower or correct. One funny season, people want him out. That seems like for me the best scenario is he apologizes, he comes back into the team, but he has to fight for his spot alongside Isak, alongside Ekitike, alongside everybody, alongside Frimpong maybe when Frimpong comes back. That would be the best situation, I think. I'm in my 30s. I am older than 30, but I am in my 30s. When you're streaming next, there's a chance maybe tomorrow, because it's Real Madrid, Man City, isn't it? So there's a chance I'll do tomorrow. The reason for that is next week I'm on holiday. So next week I won't do any because I won't be here. So I might do not Barcelona. Real Madrid, Man City tomorrow to make up for the fact that I won't be around next week. So that will be it in all likelihood. Real Madrid, Man City tomorrow, and then Liverpool game on Saturday, and then I got a flight on Monday. Who do you think is currently playing better, Wirtz or Isak? I'd say Wirtz, but I'm not convinced Isak is fully fit. Yeah, I'll say everyone's guessing the exact age. I'll say mid 30s. I'll just say that. What's your prediction for tomorrow game? Man City, Real Madrid. Who's at home for that one? Let's have a quick look. Oh, Real Madrid are at home for that one. I thought, for some reason, I thought Man City were at home. Man City are on fire though. I don't know if this is crazy. I think Man City might take that. Man City on fire. Might have to go for City. Liam says, what do you think of Konate? Now Bradley's back. Should Gomez go and replace Konate? You might be onto something, because I think the more games... I think the concern with that happening previously was that Gomez was not fit, which he wasn't. So Gomez wasn't fit before. But now Gomez is gaining fitness. Gomez was playing right back today, getting up and down the pitch like Roberto Carlos, but on the right-hand side, so like Cafu. So Gomez is starting to get into fitness now. So I think now that Gomez is starting to get into fitness, I think that becomes a real possibility. What I would perhaps caveat that with is, I feel like Konate had a good game today, but yeah, it's an option. It's an option at the very least. I think maybe part of the reason Konate was so rubbish was because he had no competition. So now that he's having a bit of competition, it works out well for everyone. Nayab says, my friend is not happy for Liverpool win. He's an Everton fan. Well, your friend probably hasn't been happy for quite a few years, for about 30 years. So your friend is probably something your friend is used to be honest. Tom's happy with Szoboszlai's performance. He did really well today. We also have to remember it's a pressure situation to take that penalty. I wasn't convinced he'd score, but I was happy. I'm happy that he ended up scoring. If Madrid lose, Alonso's gone. That's the situation. It's crazy how the approach is different. It feels like Madrid more take the players' side, whereas Liverpool are on the kind of coach's side. But that is the rumor. If oh shit, man, I got something in my eye. If they lose, Alonso's out, and then you might see Alonso at Liverpool. Yeah, that is the rumor. That is 100% the rumor. Jonathan says Mbappe is the main man and Vinicius can't accept that or wants to be a star. It's just a bunch of prima donnas. Just a bunch of prima donnas, just a bunch of egos, and it's like, guys, like, football is a team game. I just find that just so repulsive from a quality perspective. It's like, guys, just get on, man. Get along. You can't all be this. You can't all be the main man. It's not golf. It's not snooker. Inter are very huge on teamwork, or whatever you'd call that. Yeah, teamwork. There were multiple times that I was just like, take the shot. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Inter, I believe also. I think Inter in the last 3 games they'd scored 11 goals. I heard something about that earlier. In the last 3 games they've scored 11 goals. So for Liverpool to keep them out, that also shows how well they did defensively. I think the manager's tactical change is what won the game. So I think it's actually Slot that won the game. This game, to be fair, Slot completely changed the tactics. He had an extra man in midfield, which you could say is Jones. So when Liverpool were attacking, the extra midfielder supported the forward line, which you could say was McAllister or Jones. When Liverpool were defending, the extra midfielder in Gravenberch was helping the defense. So by having one extra midfielder, they actually had two extra players, weirdly. And I think the manager has to get credit for that. Everybody gets on the manager's back when he does things wrong, myself included. But I think equally, when he does things well, we have to say, you know what, fair play. Yeah, after Madrid lost to Celta Vigo, that's when the rumours started. There's rumours Klopp might go there and reunite with his son, play his son at right back. Matty says, never a pen, bro. It's like, it's the most obvious never a pen that I've ever seen in my life. to the point where when you know, sometimes when there's a penalty against your team, you'll get semi-excited. You'll be like, yeah, ooh, penalty, is it going to be? As soon as I saw Verts go down, I just completely ignored it. I was like, okay, well, that's a dive. we don't need to worry about that. And for them to then give it, I'm in shock. Also makes it better because after Barcelona lost to Inter, I said Liverpool would beat them with our current worst squad. You were correct. You were on the money there. I'm super happy Liverpool won this game purely because it will reduce the noise from a media perspective. Because if Liverpool had lost this game, there would be such a media circus saying, oh, Liverpool, they dropped Salah and then they lost, and it would just be such a terrible situation, which is not good for the club, not good for fans, not good for anything. So I'm glad we've taken that opportunity away from the media, because they're pretty annoying, to be honest. Anyway, we have won that game, which is a positive, and it's a positive that we have not experienced much lately. Yeah, how are Liverpool? It's just people making clickbait, which is annoying as hell. I don't know why people. Again, it's just people say outrageous things so that they get views, and then it's just a poisonous cycle of people being dishonest, to be honest. But anyway, I'll probably be back tomorrow. Man City, Real Madrid. So we shall see what happens on that. If you could own a celebrity's wardrobe, whose would it be? I have no idea, to be honest. I don't really keep up to date with fashion, so I wouldn't know. I'm not so sure. But anyway, it's past my bedtime soon, so I'm gonna go. But as I said, I'll be back tomorrow. Have a nice evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, Chelsea lost. that makes today even better. But yeah, as I said, be back tomorrow, and then I'll be back Saturday. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, take care, guys. See you later.